Sarah Brady of Ironfire. I'm here in Chiavenna, Italy, before the finals of the 2024 Mountain Running World Cup with Scout Adkin. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yes, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to meet you at last. So yeah, this is our first time interviewing you, so we love a bit of your running background. So we found like international mountain running results for you back as far as 2019. What were you doing before that? Were you fell running? Or?
Yes, I was. Not quite at sort of international level. I've basically been fell running since I was a kid, actually. Done various things on track and cross country, and then came into sort of the fell running in mountains. And then luckily managed to get my sort of first GB vest as a junior, and then had about sort of 10 or 11 years of still running, but just not at the right level for various reasons. And then sort of started picking up kind of 4 or 5 years ago, and been running on the circuit for a few years now. So.
Okay, super. And then as well, I think I've seen that you won like a cross-country title in Scotland last year. So you're still doing that as well?
Yeah. Oh, yes, Scottish Nationals. Yeah, that was nice. So it's took a bit of a break from cross-country for a few years, but been back doing it for a couple again now, and it gives you a bit of a focus over winter as well. A bit of kind of, for me, it's very flat, very fast sort of running. So and then the aim is over to transition that into the mountains in the springtime. So yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And so you're from Scotland, but I think you live in the Lake District here?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so I grew up in Scotland, and then I've been living in the Lake District for a few years now for work. So okay. Great place still to live, and plenty of hills and fells to run on there as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably hard to live there and not be a fell runner.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then, just this season, so you've had like a really, really good World Cup. You've had 2 wins. You're second in Sierra Zanal and second just last weekend as well in Smarnagora. So for you, what was your highlight of the season?
I think probably the highlight was probably the race in France, the Monte d'Aigle. Mainly because although it was net uphill, it was quite a long race for me, and to prove that I've built on my strength and things, that I can actually race competitively that distance, and then to back that up at Sierra Zanal, which is a bit of a whirlwind of atmosphere, and if you've been, you know what it's like. Very intense, and it was a great experience to then go out and see how I could do at that, and thankfully it went very well. So
yeah, it sure did. Yeah, you did amazing. And is that your longest distance to date?
Yes, I hadn't even trained at that distance for quite a few years. So it was great to just see and test self sort of on. With obviously the heat and a bit of altitude as well. So I hadn't particularly trained for that race. I'd been training for a variety of different races, from the short VKs like tomorrow through to kind of probably about sort of 18, 20k. So it was more just push the body and hope it held up really to the end.
I guess the years of like training at hard races, it all kind of accumulates.
Yeah, I think I've got such a very long history of running now that I've got a good background. So that definitely helped.
Okay, it was a really good result, such a strong field.
Thank you.
And then as well as that, you competed at the European Off-Road Championships in the uphill and the up and down. And I think you were 4th and 2nd, was it?
Yes, 2nd in the uphill and 4th in the up and down. So okay.
So that was, how was that?
It was interesting. Sort of very typical Scottish weather of a lot of rain and quite a lot of mud, particularly on the uphill course. So no heat to worry about with that. So it was good. It was just for everyone, it was very early in the season, being kind of end of May sort of time. So getting myself race ready for that was quite a quick turnaround from cross country season. But really pleased with results.
Okay, and it must be just great to be part of such a strong team. Yeah,
definitely. I've been lucky in the last few years to be part of sort of both the uphill and the up and down teams for Euros and World Champs, and it's great. We've sort of been part of very strong sort of women's teams over this last few years.
Yeah, okay. And then as well as your teammates, your brother Jacob is competing this World Cup, and he's doing pretty good too.
Yeah.
So what's it like to share the journey with him?
It's lovely having a bit of family company, and like me, he's had his ups and downs, and sort of the last sort of few years or so as well, with various sort of injuries and things like that. So it's great when yeah, like this weekend, catching up with them again, because just was both doing different things this summer. Haven't seen him for a few months, so yeah, it's just nice to see him, and getting both getting silver in the uphill at the European Champs was really nice, sort of family affair.
Yeah, sure, that was amazing. Yeah. And do you get to train together at all?
No, he lives in Scotland at the moment, so or he's travelling abroad, and obviously I'm in the Lake Districts at the moment, so no, probably Christmas Day is the only day we probably generally would run together. And
nice tradition.
And then occasionally if we happen to be both visiting parents or whatever, then we might run together then.
Very good. Yeah, and I know you've been here before, so you've raced the Chiavenna uphill, I think,
a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then you did the Nations Cup here in 2021, which is kind of similar to the long trail race.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you'll take from those experiences that you think is good to know for this weekend?
So I think particularly for the uphill, although it's obviously only just over 3 kilometres, it's obviously very, very steep. So although it's not far in distance, it's sort of pacing it as well, and with it being time trial, it always adds a nice, interesting element to it as well. So and then the up and down, although it's a little bit slightly different to what I did 3 years ago, it's nice sort of knowing some of the course, I think, as well. And again, it's just a bit of pacing with that. There'll be a cheeky sort of second climb in there as well, and there's a lot of descent. So but yeah, it'll be fine. Just I said, end of season now, last sort of race of the series. So just kind of give it my all, sort of particularly by Sunday, and and I can have a recovery and a rest after that.
Yeah, really good. I wanted to ask you as well, because like a lot of these races are so compressed, and you raced like just a week ago. Like, how have you found like recovering and like turning it around so quickly again?
Yeah, it is challenging. You can do it for a few weeks, and then you do tend to need another couple of weeks recovery, and particularly for myself, because I work as well. Not quite full time, 4 days a week, so I'm travelling back and forward between races. So although I was out in Slovenia last weekend, I've flown home, done a few days work, and then I was up, as I was saying, sort of 2 a.m. yesterday to get to my flight yesterday back out. So it is quite challenging, and the recovery is tough, particularly with sort of a lot of flying and travelling in between. But I tend to just not train as much, obviously, in between those sort of races. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've pulled it off anyway, so you've made it to the end of the season. Well done.
Thank you.
I hope you have a fantastic weekend of racing.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing you out there.
Great, thank you. Thank you.